Controlling the Mojave almost makes you wish for another video. My name is Jack, and this is the grand world of New Vegas. A clash between the bad guys and the other bad guys, all while the bad guys search for a reason to be the bad guys that rule everyone else that's just as bad. If there's any lesson that Fallout New Vegas teaches us, it's that if a government wants to control its people, then Before I ask the usual question, I should let you know that I have channel memberships open. YouTube kept yelling at me to do them whenever I'd open Creator Studios, so I said screw it. You don't have to join, but if you did, I'd appreciate it. Now where was I? Oh right, I have to ask a question. Last time I did this, a weird dude in very contrast light took over. I wonder if he's going to interrupt me again. Can I beat Fallout New Vegas with a random mod every death? No. Seems like he's nowhere to be seen. That's somehow actually scarier than the alternative. Well, while everyone's favorite introduction cutscene plays out, here are the rules. Rule 1. Every time I die, I roll the random wheel. If you're well acquainted with my past 2 random wheel videos, you already knew this was coming. Rule 2. I roll the wheel once at the start of the game to avoid boring introductions. Rule 3. I can have followers, but they have to be mod or quest followers. Rule 4. I'm playing on very hard difficulty plus hardcore. You better believe I'm going to torture myself by getting one shot by melee weapons and explosives. Rule 5. A new rule I'm adding is that if I play for 2 hours straight without dying, I have to add a mod. This only happens once, so it really wasn't necessary. The reason it's here is because I added it prior to playing, since I thought New Vegas was going to be less of a challenge than it actually was. Rule 6. At the start of the battle for Hoover Dam, I roll the wheel 5 times and install whatever I get. And here we go. Checklist of rules over, so we can start the video whenever. All I have to do is press this button. Wait, that's not a button, that's a trigger. Are you gonna shoot me? Oh, what happened? Damn, I can't remember a thing.
Well, shit. Yeah, your head caved in. Not in the good way.
Who are you? Wait, did you just say there's a good way to get your head caved in?
We got a date with God, my friend, because he'll need a miracle for that face to look better.
Oh, thanks, I guess. Could you give me a minute? This is a return to form for the Fallout fanbase out there. Transcending time and space, also known as the Bible Belt of America, John Fallout shifts his focus from the Commonwealth to the Mojave. Alright, now what were you saying?
While you were talking with the voices in your head, I was explaining to you what this machine is.
And what's that?
It streams gay anime porn directly into your brain. Take a look.
It most certainly did not stream gay anime porn into my brain, but it did let me figure out what my build would be. Of course, you know I have to stay lucky, so I overdose myself on luck. Everything else, I just throw around because I think it would probably work best.
As much as I'd love to keep you around, I don't. I was lying about loving too. In fact, someone with brains as mangled as you scares me. So get out of here before I become the wrong kind of boomer.
Right, well, first things first, it's time to go see...
Didn't ask.
First things first, it's time to see the random mod wheel because we have the first mod to roll.
I know you've already done it today, and I bet you really enjoyed yourself.
Second things second, I may as well pick up a free weapon while I can. I'm not using the weapons given to me by the free Expert Cool DLC packs, so a varmint rifle is my go-to. Fortunately for me, Sunny Smiles is not all that horrendous to talk to.
You look like you took a spool of barbed wire for a tango.
Yeah, you know, that's not the worst thing I've been told, and I've only talked to like 2 people.
You look like a pig trough before and after the slop's been given to the poor hog.
That's not making me wanna...
Not even a wish from Mama Sunshine can make up for the lack of structure that not only your jawline has, but also that misshapen cranium.
I get it. I was shot and put back together like a jigsaw puzzle with missing pieces, okay?
You were shot?
I guess I was wrong. Let's get this over with. After Sunny Smiles helps me out by teaching me the basics of looking down an iron rod, we gaslight gatekeep gecko boss some lizards. Only with the power of everyone's favorite nutrient supplement, lead, can we beat this delirious challenge. Without hesitation, I smack Joe Cobb's ass with a big shovel, ending his life and his influence over the Corn Valley. Then the usual happens. To Ringo, to Sunny, to Chet, to Doc Mitchell, to nobody else because I don't have the skills. Then to Ringo again. I did not expect the powder gangers to feel as tough as they do. They take a lot of bullets. Nonetheless, with the future the Democrats want shut down real fast, these shirtless Magic Mike wannabes fall to my bullets and I can move on to Prim. Oh Prim, what could I ever do without you? Well, first and foremost, I wouldn't have to roll the wheel without you. After talking to Mr. Nash, son of John, I go to save Deputy Beagle. This was the worst mistake of my life. No, second worst. My worst mistake was becoming a chimney sweep in the 1940s. I'll also never forget when Deputy Beagle refused to join me in wiping out the rest of the powder gangers for that sweet succulent XP. As a result, my head becomes a watermelon in a Leo Gallagher show.
I'm inclined to not believe the board.
With a buddy by my side, nothing is going to be that difficult, especially when this buddy one or two shots everything. There are quite a few times where I'm actually debating myself on whether to abandon the friend I soon call Butters. I decide to keep him around for the most of it because he do be kind of goofy walking. When I. While wandering the rest of the Mojave between Prim and Nipton, I do a few things for the IRS. I give him Prim, take care of the ants Coyote Peterson style, and report the horrendous destruction that a lottery can cause. Sorry, I mean Legion. Report the Legion that a lottery can cause.
Finally, someone not associated with gunpowder-addicted crackheads has arrived at our little soiree.
Joke's on you, I don't even know what that word means.
Gunpowder is an explosive powdered mixture of a few ingredients, such as knitter and charcoal. It was one of the earliest known propellant explosives and has largely been overtaken by high explosives.
No, the one that started with an S.
None of the words I said started with an S.
Well, alright, the next leg of my journey is heading straight towards Novak. Unfortunately for me, in my attempts to, as they say, level up, I anger the Legion soldiers making their way downtown. As such, I now know what it was like to be a poor Egyptian slave standing in the way of Alexander the Great's horse.
And this is Q-Win.
Aside from the obnoxiously early internet culture name, this mod does a remarkable job making me feel like an epic winner. This is also yet another good time for Butters to take the spotlight. Before I can get these weapons, I have to take on the Lone Guardian. Good thing I don't take on much of anything at all. Go Butters, go Butters. Now I can use a whole new set of weapons. Actually, I only use 2 of them, but one of them is the most interesting one. It's called the Crippler, and it does a very bad thing to quite a lot of people. If the name didn't clue you in, perhaps a live demonstration is in order? Meet me out back behind the McDonald's. I'll be the guy with the sledgehammer. Wait, did you really bring your neighbor's pet Deathclaw, bro? That is totally not cool. Now I don't know my leg tendons from my shoulder tendons.
7
While on the way to my new weaponry, I test out the Crippler on some ants. Hurrah! It works wonders. This mod actually makes me realize something. When I get the chance, I'm only going to be using mod weapons. These mods seem to give me a lot of vanilla weapons, so I'll one-up them by not using them at all. This next death is a weird one, actually. Would you believe it if I said that I died to a massive rad scorpion? That's part of the Beasts of the Waste mod, but I didn't expect the beast in question to be the size of a Boeing 747. I have expected it to hit the South Tower.
Where's the giant, Mansley?
On my second go at slaying the largest scorpion since Spider-Man, I fast travel to pick up another weapon from the same mod. Unfortunately, when I come back, the rad scorpion is gone. So I try to use the weapon on a few little ones. Well, little comparatively. It kills me because I didn't realize this weapon shoots nukes the size of 5.56.
7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you.
Next up is Quarry Junction to kill Godzilla. Wow, 6 pages into the script and I've had a handful of voice acted roles, and now I'm going to kill an oversized lizard. You don't even know who I'm going to side with in the story yet. Anyway, can you believe it that a Metropolitan Deathclaw was easier to kill than Paul Bunyan's Rad Scorpion friend? Even if you don't believe it, it's the truth. What else is the truth is that my next goal is Freeside. For a while I keep attaining more experience. My go-to quest for this is Wang Dang Atomic Tango. However, I have none of the necessary skills to actually complete this quest. It's going to be a long while before I can even get into the strip, let alone complete this measly little shitter. So I instead head back to Novak to do some ghoul searching. It's like soul searching, but the blood and flesh are peeling off painfully after hundreds of years of exposure to radiation. My goal here is a building full of ghouls, preferably with a rocket out front. I quickly take care of some business involving some aggressively fried bacon and their undercooked enemies. All I really have to do is make sure these undercooked bacon fellas get blasted off into space. I sadly failed a chemistry class or two, so I can't operate computational machinery as effectively as I can do stoichiometry. At this point, science is just a generalized skill to me. Happy Pi Day, everyone. Unfortunately, this is where I spent 2 hours without dying once, so that one rule kicks in. I gotta roll the wheel without dying for the first and only time.
Would you please sign my petition?
My next step is making my way towards the boomers with my new sociopathic drip. Per usual, I become the roadrunner in Wile E. Coyote's latest half-brained scheme. The man even gets mad at me for being better than he is. That's what we call a skill issue.
Oh, what's That's good, youngin. How can I help you?
You asked me to be here. The guard dragged me here by my ankles.
Alright, my mistake. I need you to help us out of this pit we're in.
What pit are you talking about?
We want to bomb people, but we need a bunch of stuff done before that can happen.
Alright, I'm good with a little old tomfoolery and nuclear explosion form, so I go about my business helping out. I inject some autism into the masses, repair some solar panels, regret listening to the history of Ted Kaczynski's ingenious plan, then go about getting an exterminator job. Finally, I can do the thing where the plane learns how to swim. After attaching the ballast to the bottom of the wings, however, I make the mistake of daring to go near the surface. You see, some lake lurks have a few issues with how I operate in their territory. One way to solve said issue is to get my brain sonically dismantled at Mach 10.
Just a flesh wound.
Before I can even reach land, I realize something dire. There's one of them wasteland beasts sitting in the water. It's a giant plant. So in my attempt to destroy it with the NMG, nuclear machine gun, I self-destruct. This time I'm sure to do far better. After slaughtering the plant life faster than the top 10% of companies in America, I pull up the plane with my super mind powers, otherwise known as explosives, and I can head on back to the boomers to receive my non-monetary reward. Reputation only gets you so far, and into the strip, it will not. As it turns out, Butters doesn't concern only me. He also greatly concerns the boomers. Upon walking out of the front gates, praying that my reputation gives me immunity to their destructive diplomacy, I realize Butters didn't do all of those quests. I did. Strange, an odd shiver just went down my spine. Well, on to the next world of hurt, whatever that may be. My brain tells me it's back to Freeside for the walking simulator portion of this critically acclaimed RPG. The role I'll be playing is a paralyzed man who just learned how to run again. Since I can't do much in terms of skill checks, perhaps it's best to try for the followers of the apocalypse. Instead of going after Arcade, today I'm going after Julie instead. I'm feeling a little heterosexual.
Are you here for some treatment of some kind?
Yes, I was shot in the head and can't remember a damn thing.
Well, good thing you made it. The NCR and Mr. House are going to be including a new ally to our ranks across the Mojave. We heard the Brotherhood might have been the first to implement a quadruped cavalry.
Quadruped cavalry? Like they're riding horses?
No, they are the horses. Sentient horses.
Why does that sound both foreboding and familiar? Is there anything sane going on in this damned wasteland?
You want to gaslight some junkies into being sober?
Fuck yeah, I do. First of all, it's best to shoot your local dealer in the head. I have no excuse to do this. I just wanted to shoot a drug dealer in the head. Partaking in this 1920s American pastime is perfectly legal, so much so that not a soul gives a damn about my hobbies. Except the hobo over there, but he doesn't count. After aiding the two most important drug addicts known to man, it's time to kneel before the king. And yes, I only made him do speaking lines to hear one of my friends do an Elvis impression.
Well, you know, we don't typically allow JFK impersonators in here. Well, you seem to have your head together well enough, so let me talk to you.
Are you laughing at my obviously noticeable gunshot wound?
Wowzers. Your wit is made in the shade, baby. You looking to do some work for me, my boys? Just head on over to Noiseville. Talk to that weirdo in a spiked armor for me.
Sure, that's easy enough, I guess. So talking to Oris leads me to find something very important. Thanks to my Fallout 76 mutation known as Speed Demon, accrued by intoxicating myself with enough radiation to blow up a hamster in a microwave, I move 20% faster. Yes, that means I get to witness a display of poor theater. Honestly, it was such a poor display it'd give the freshmen in my old senior year drama club a run for their money. The MFer was lying. He faked those kills. A true con artist, if you will. Next, all I have to do is talk to some other hobos about the NCR beating the shit out of people as if they were police officers beating their... You know what? I'm not finishing that joke. Anyway, it ends up that some backroad foodie club is full of obese soldiers unable to share an inkling of food with their non-military neighbors. On a side note, despite my unarmed skills, not even being old enough to drink in the UK, I punch a thug to death. That's fun. Eventually, I personally determined myself too superior for this mission, thus gaining the XP. Since I've leveled up a few times along the way, I can also complete Wang Dang Atomic Tango and get myself even more XP. I have so much XP that my kidneys can hardly handle it. I may start pissing blood at any moment. After all of this XP, I do believe it's time to reach the strip. I have quite a few more caps than I did before, so seems time to head that way in general. May as well check out the local casinos too. Maybe I'll find something out about whomstead ever shotted me.
Hey yo, sugar boy, let's take it real slow and keep our hands where they can be x-rayed. You dig?
Wait, I think I know you.
You'd better, baby. I shot you with a 9mm. That's the last time I ever trust an Austrian to help me with an assassination job. They're way better at genocide. Heyo!
So you shot me and you expect me to not kill you?
No, I expect you to die. But I'm having a bit of a dream sequence going on. I can see a fort made of tin and metal. That's gonna be my grave forever. Not some dirt pile like was meant for you.
Well, what if I told you I wanted your help instead?
You can meet me upstairs and I'll show you a good time. And no, I don't mean the panini in the back room oven. You dig?
Well, alright. I guess I'm going upstairs. Let's see what it's all about. Oh, Whoa, this is nice. Pretty good looking, all things considered. I might just have to...
Hey, sorry to break your heart same way I broke your brain, but I have bad commitment issues. Can't be doing this all the time, Sherry.
Wait, are you talking to the wrong person?
Oh, damn, wrong room. 1 sec. Let me find the right one. Of course you're in the right room, you can't jungle like Nimrod. Anyway, I'm Audi 500, and I'm sure you don't even know what that is.
Thanks to the liar pants on fire, I get ambushed by a bunch of wannabe sopranos. Hey Tony, that man's arm is still attached to his torso. Do something about it. Benny couldn't stop me, and a visit from Vulpes and Culta post-furry cure can't stop me either. Now it's time to head to the NCR and see about this extra experience they promised me. Experience in what? Green numbers? Orange numbers? War crimes? Oh no, what are those? Are those the things that Julie girl mentioned? Oh, I feel sick. I gotta go see a doctor. What? They're here too? Oh no, they're in the casinos as well? And are those Securitron ponies? My vision's going fuzzy, I can't do this. I gotta get out of here. Get some fresh air that isn't polluted by the second-degree smoke and the authentically vile smell of booze. If I keep running though, I feel like I might pass out. Oh, my head again. What just happened? Why does it feel like one dose of 5G will send me into an unfettered rampage at the nearest McDonald's? Holy shit, I'm in an Eiffel 65 music video. Well, I've got nothing better to do than to explore this 1980s action flick science lab, so may as well test it all out.
My little experiment has awakened. My attempt at cultivating the first ever weeaboo in the post-apocalypse. Now, answer this question. Toroki or Inosuke?
I don't know who either of those people are.
Fine. Jotaro or Jolene?
Oh, Jolene all the way. She's hot.
Success! My first ever genetically enhanced weeaboo has full cognitive capabilities. I will win the Nobel Prize for this.
You don't have any face. You're right, Skrillex. He looks like a cross between a monkey and a larger monkey. Got him!
Do not insult my greatest creation. I'll pour acid on your hectic bypasser.
Don't you mean a hepatic bypass?
You don't even know what that is.
Of course I do. An aortal hepatic bypass is a graft for the repair of an inferior pancreatic coduodenal artery aneurysm associated with the celiac axis occlusion.
And what do any of those mean?
Repair means to fix something.
Okay, enough. What am I doing here, and why is everything so blue?
Sweet little child. Correct that spit blue is my favorite color. As the only woman here, I get what I want by flaunting my prefrontal cortex once or twice. The mind of a porn star and the body of a floating NASA computer works wonders.
Oh, okay, I guess. You didn't really answer my first question. I didn't catch that. You want me to find a bunch of technology and then kill a man called Morbius? Like the main character of the hit spring 2022 Marvel action movie about a vampire antihero starring Jared Leto?
No, I haven't seen it. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's a totally normal request. You got any guns?
Of course. For my greatest little creation, I can give you a gun that lets you shout at people. And also a gun you murdered a dog to create.
Alright, well, guess I'm gonna go do that now then. What all do I need to get?
First, you must grab the quantum entanglement satellite display cohesion device found atop the spatial advocacy satellite to the south.
That doesn't sound real.
Then you must obtain a tuxedo stealth suit made with the antiquated variation rays of radioactive matter striking the occipital panelli enriched by the engrossed anxiogenetic static manipulator.
Yeah, none of those words mean what you think they mean, I think.
You should also grab some healthy food. Because you are fat. Got it?
What?
Your mom's so fat that she's as big as a planet. Got it?
Alright, I'm going to find the quantum entangler of anxiety or whatever. Later, losers. Once I finally get out of the nerd cave, I can explore that which haunts my dreams. Lobotomites. Unfortunately, I can't haunt their dreams because of the lobotomy. Me after the lobotomy. The worst part about this whole situation is that you can make fun of me for dying to a prefrontal junction box, sparking electricity until an idiot electrician walks close enough to get a shock with enough power to return Babylon to the Earth's surface. That's a lot of schizo talk that actually means you're invited to my funeral.
be a fucking 4-barrel blunderbuss!
Despite what Dr. Fake Nerd told me, I choose to wander my way over to the X8 facility to do some tests. I was never good at standardized testing in high school, bad memory and all that, so I think it's best to try something a little more weaponized. Wandering the halls of the average American school, my quiet side comes out to show these lobotomites what's what. After passing with all A positives, I can do it all over again. I managed to upgrade my sonic emitter to break barricades, but unfortunately I suffer the consequences of going to a school with all military-trained police dogs in attendance. They bite my testicles until they become ground-up prunes, inedible by even the most sociopathic of old people. After exploring more and more of the world of intellectual Fantasyland, I do eventually find the wasteland of the East Palestine, Ohio crash. There's something burning at the edge of my mind. Maybe that's the polyvinyl chloride death cloud hovering just above my brow line. No, that can't be. Good guy government said nothing's wrong. It definitely doesn't end up killing me like it probably is responsible for hundreds of birth defects for generations to come.
That's a lot of damage!
Before too long, I get another mutation. I can go invisible when I have no clothes on and I'm standing still. That'll be useful... never. I may as well just use the stealth suit. That's how I prefer to be invisible because it also talks sweet nothings into my ear. Just kidding. Wearing this suit simulates schizophrenia. The worst part is that the voice is feminine. Femboy stealth suit. Nothing much comes of my further exploration. I engaged in a prison fight with some Securitrons. That was probably the most dangerous part. No, I take that back. The most dangerous part was actually getting my spine turned into a partially burnt goo by a war machine with a plasma launcher in its repertoire. Yeah, that was pretty dangerous. To be honest with you, I don't do much else beside explore and garner more XP. I sort of bloat my time in this DLC by killing everything I can every chance I get. Yes, that even means the Cazadors and Night Stalkers. All that's left after discovering every location and killing as many idiots and mutants as I can is fighting Morbius in the Forbidden Zone. Oh, never mind. I guess I'll get obliterated instead. Yeah, I don't actually fight Morbius, I just sneak around the giant Robo-Scorpion until I can hide in a place where it'll die when it's dead. Then I can speak to Morbius himself.
Blah, blah, I want to suck your blood, blah, blah.
Are you a stereotypical vampire?
What? No, that's incredibly racist to assume. Just because I made some noises, you think I'm Dracula?
Well, you sound like him too.
Oh, sorry. I think my speech modulator is broken or something. This is so much better. I don't feel the need to steal your wallet or your blood.
Oh my goodness. Alright, where's my brain? I need it back in my head before I can leave this place or something like that.
Right over there. It's a wonder you didn't kill me given how much jealousy there is among us nerds.
Alright, well I guess all I can say is it's time to come back, my well-sustained brain. Wait, did you just say Among Us?
7 women born in a gasket! The Mets lost the World Cup!
What the fuck?
My blood boils. Don't extract it. All you'll do is sell it for the supreme juice.
I don't know what you're saying. Is this usually how we sound?
No, I'm just fucking with you. I'll get put back in your head. Sure, why not? This little tank smells of chlorine and dead birds. I never would have guessed dead birds smelled different from anything else that's, well, dead until I was forced into this toilet bowl.
Perfect. I was hoping you wouldn't put up a fight. Let's go get you put back into my skull. Whoa, it's like all red in here. What happened?
Klein got upset that I said Ryan Gosling was hot.
My all-time favorite creation ever. My beautifully lead-blooded American. Tell me you don't think Ryan Gosling is hot.
He's literally me. How could I think he's ugly?
Betrayal.
Klein's having a bit of a sheer heart attack. It has no weaknesses.
Anaphylactic caricatures are key signatures of remarkably overactive temporatic abstrusities bearing on many barometric regurgitations.
Calm down, Boris. Klein's monstrosity is going to lose his head.
What do you mean? He's too stupid to even understand half of those words. Just like his mom.
Listen, I just want my brain back in my thick skull. I can't do any proper editing without it.
You can't do any editing with it. Got him. Your mother. Got him.
Why'd you say got him twice in a row? You gotta be extra Alzheimer's.
This vocal parameter is malfunctioning, thus causing an antithetical development to the evolution of our scientific inquiries.
He's broken?
Yes.
Fine. My 6th grade baking soda volcano. My insane scientific pursuit will stop to put your lead-filled, radioactive, pulsating brain back into your squishy body. Also, you may take this. It's a gun that will teleport you away to a new location. Be careful with it.
Oh, finally, I'm able to leave this place. It feels like an early 2000s punk music video after The Matrix released in theaters. Well, with my brain back in my head, may as well see what this gun has to offer. Hopefully it doesn't rearrange my intestines like a 4'9" porn star on a daily basis.
5 minutes later.
Oh, shit. I should have guessed I wouldn't be allowed out of this confusion. This place is pretty beautiful, though. I think it'd look way better with a 600-car parking lot attached to a Walmart. Oh, good. I get to fight things right away instead of sitting through 20 to 30 minutes of dialogue. Oh, shit. I get to watch these weirdos die. It's a wonderful thing that I've spent a grand total of 10 seconds with them. I just hope nobody interrupts.
Whoa, don't shoot, bro. I promise. We're not like the other Zion natives. I just got lost on a bender me and my fraternity were going on. We eventually found our way to a little cave and became our own little tribe. Survival of the fittest, you know? Wanna see? It's pretty dope.
Oh, yeah, sure. Show me the way.
Oh no, you seem mistaken. I'm drunk as fuck right now, so you'll have to find your own way. I'm literally just following you, bro.
Would you find it weird if I said I'm used to that? So remarkably, I managed to find my way across the lands between. I end up finding a new bit of drip in the park ranger hat. I don't actually think it looks good, but it has better durability than my current hat and also gives me more benefits. Once I reach the Dead Horses Society, starring Robin Williams, I enter their cave and get a little fuzzy in the head. Then something appears before me. A man clad in white bandages, fixing guns, and wearing a SWAT vest. In American.
It is not by your impeccable luck that we cross paths. Perhaps you are fated to find your way to me. Your memory is all but disjointed, and yet you can't help but feel an overwhelming sense of chaos in your journey. But no, that is not the reason you found me. That reason is something far more important than wanting out of Zion.
Well, I'm not sure if that's true. I really just do want to get out of here, whatever it takes.
Just recently, you were under the knife, and yet the only thing not carved into was your soul. You awoke, and despite losing your sense of physicality, you were still you, in voice and in spirit. Do not think that was mere coincidence.
I don't know what you're trying to say, but I feel like it's something more than just gibberish.
The depth of your being is non-negotiable. Who you are is not who you will always be, but the paths you've walked will mold you indefinitely. You found your way here, through sheer accident, or through an intended purpose you may not know now.
Oh, you're psychic. What am I thinking right now?
You're thinking about the end of your journey and how it will unfold. You are skeptical of what you once trusted because you cannot remember it all. No matter how many times you fall, you will find your way back, and you will continue to remold yourself into the person you were before you fell. Like a moth to a flame, you are destined to burn yourself up. Yet, like a phoenix, you will reawaken in the ash to do it all over again.
No, I don't think that's what I was thinking, and I don't even know who you are. Surprisingly, you've talked the most out of like anyone in this script.
I am you, the part of you that is certain of where you walk and who you worship. The Lord, yourself, your companions, your past, your future. There are many conflicting views within you, limited only by your own wavering beliefs. You know the path to walk. You know the path that you walk. Follow it, and you shall find the hope and order you are destined to maintain.
That's actually kind of inspiring. It's sort of defeated by the fact that I'm basically talking to my own narrative, but I certainly appreciate that.
Seek the sister tribe to the Dead Horses. They are in need of aid, and if you are truly opposed to the chaos surrounding this universe, they will aid you in a way you wouldn't expect.
Alright, I can do that. Thanks for the life lesson, however jumbled it might have been. So my next step is to find the Sorrows. Before I do, I end up being forcefully volunteered to find a bunch of items that can help everyone escape. Items like an iPhone 0.5 for Apple Maps, a bunch of lunch boxes in case we get a widow hungy. What else was there? Oh yeah, some walkie-talkies for the pillow forts they'll make along the way. How could I have forgotten? While seeking out these items, I managed to run into both the rock and the hard place. I get all 4 of my limbs absolutely annihilated by not just a Yao Guai, not just a Yao Guai and a gecko, but a Yao Guai, a gecko, and a mole rat. While seeking guidance from the stars above, limping my ass over the tallest mountain, I get ambushed by another master bearder. Perhaps I should have been more careful about those forest fires, because Smokey the Bear gives me the vasectomy of the century.
Don't be crazy. They're silly bands. Why would they...
With a brand spanking new weapon in my hands, I can Rudy Shooty Yogi Bear until he becomes the picnic basket. I also realized I had some Hydra in my inventory, so no reason not to use it to fix my limbs.
Ah, there you are. I was told you'd be on your way over with the supplies. We appreciate you doing this for us, though we're not really sure why you did.
For the experience, mostly.
Well, regardless, I need you to find a map. Oh, and my sincere condolences for what you went through in the Mojave. Those ponies made their way through Zion to get there, and we couldn't help but laugh at them.
The ponies? Why does that sound so familiar?
Yo, buddy, I've gotta say, you did some great work. No clue who you were talking to back there in Dead Horse's Cave, though. We all can't be batting 1,000 mentally. Anyway, I gotta get going. Later, dude.
Alright, I'll go from here on my own. Time to get up.
You've started on the path of remembrance. Do not forget what path you walk in the coming tides of battle. Whomever you may recall as an enemy in your wake may be the path you must walk to find your freedom. Do not fear the unknown of hostility, for God shall follow behind you to keep you safe from such dangers.
Oh great, you're back. Are you telling me to side with these supposed ponies?
Ponies? No. I do not look to children's cartoons that obese middle-aged men hyper-obsess over as a path worth walking. Perhaps your choice lies in that which forsakes the four-legged freaks found across the Mojave. May the blood of the Savior wash over you, and your sins forever be forgiven.
Oh, I didn't realize we were getting all religious here. I welcome it. It's a nice change of pace from blowing shit up non-stop. My eyes and ears can only take so much orange and boom. The next several dozen minutes is spent killing whitelegs, which feels racially charged in two different directions. Then I gotta blow up some caves with the little fun time boxes of confetti and desecrate Native American cultural totems. I should also mention that during this DLC, I realized that I didn't enable the live dismemberment.esp in the data files. Now that I did, I can start shooting the legs out from beneath the white legs and watch them crawl as they bleed out. Yes, this is cruel and unusual punishment. Yes, this is also a video game. Yes, I do this for the rest of the game. With everything I've done, I'm entitled to a final quest or two. That also means I'm gonna talk to people too.
So you've collected the map and walked the metaphorical trail of tears. You've cried lead, that is. Despite having you slaughter a multitude of Zion natives for the purposes of selfish rehabilitation, I pray you make the right choice and letting us leave and not reacting to the natives lashing out against your inhumane actions in their territory. Sure, they may be evil and deserving to be put down directly to stop their own rape and slaughter of our people, but that doesn't mean you should hunt down their leader and serve karmic justice the way God intended.
I think I'm gonna hunt down their leader and serve karmic justice the way God intended.
No, damn it! I said you shouldn't do that. Now you're the villain in this story.
Sorry, Daniel. I already portrayed you as the Wojak and my inner schizo voice as the Chad. My imaginary friend and I now have the chance to take on the leader of the Whitelegs. All we have to do is walk the river south to do some beheading. Unfortunately, despite what you may think given my track record of dying at the worst times, I do not die at all. My game crashes while shooting my energy revolver, but that's it. Once I reach Salt Upon Wounds, I tell him to defend himself and then melt his very flesh with the power of the sun. The man feared no god, but he should have feared my energy revolver. With that said and done, I guess I can use my transportal ponder that I got from those robot dorks to return home. I've got a map after all. Now let's see... Oh, my eyes kind of burn after that one. It felt like I was having a staring contest with the sun and every other star in the universe. Wait, where am I? Is that a woman I hear? Now don't call me a simp, but I kind of want to see what she looks like. Oh shit, they put the vape cloud in the ventilation shaft. My head for the third time.
Oh good, you've awakened. Don't worry, I didn't poison you. I gave you a heavy dose of gas and slurp juice. It was meant to give you an extra shield, but it seems as though you passed out. I brought you here to this place where I'll be hosting my own battle royale.
Are you playing Fortnite with the bomb collars?
That's not a bomb collar, it's actually a vaccine injector. Yeah, for sickness. Yeah, that.
That is the worst lie I've ever heard. Hey, can these things play Doom?
Good. Now go find 3 friends to squad up with. Then you'll drop in the casino behind me and have to wipe out those other squads in order to get the victory royale.
Well, that's good enough for me. You could have told me the truth and I'd do it anyway. Typically, when partying in the Sierra Madre, you'd be guided towards the police station first. I, however, grambungle frizzlemanta myself towards the residential district to speak with a certain ghoul that likes to fall over after his friends collapse into him. This is especially important because you know those big red clouds that suffocate me within an instant of touching them? I relish in the pain they bring. Bring it on, Black Lung. I'd rather smoke a million red cloud ciggies than vape one cherry-flavored Huff Cloud. After a run-in with the local SoCal homeless population once or twice or too many times to be hygienic, I finally meet Mr. Bean Bromino.
The last time I met someone not huffing copium and slinging spears like a wannabe Olympian, she told me she wanted to ride me like a horse. Little did I know, she actually meant it, and I was the only human in a horse race being bet on like it was a game show on a kid's TV channel.
So what does that mean for me?
Oh, nothing at all. It was just a funny story. I hope everyone laughed. You know, the people watching your content. I can see them all. They're all moderately ugly. It's not hard to laugh though, and I'm the one talking at least.
Well, I'd say they all look better than you do, given you look like beef jerky that just so happens to identify as bacon.
Touche, Normie. But I guess we better get to the center of town.
On my way back to the villa's beautifully ugly fountain, I run into one of those wannabe Olympians that was previously mentioned. Despite clearing out enough of them to fill a morgue 12 times over, this one in particular makes sure I'm the one in the morgue. After my trip to Hollystar Woodland ends, it's time to see a doctor or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I am a strong purveyor of AI hatred, except when it comes to medicine. I trust an AI doctor to do things that humans can mess up on because AI is nothing more than what we program it to be. However, if that programming doesn't have a means to be forcefully stopped by a patient, then medical consent and ethics are drawn to question. Admittedly, I'm a comedy narrative YouTuber that makes videos about randomity in a video game. What does that matter to me or you? It doesn't, but it does matter to Christine, who just so happens to have no dick, no balls, and probably no butthole either, since this girl feeds on radiation. All of her dialogue until the end of this DLC is just going to be like this. Not very interesting to read, is it? Let's try it again. Oh my god, she's widowy hitting to Gwitty. I like this. I'll stop messing with her now though. I can only be so cruel to a person before I get removed from YouTube. Or worse, before I get demonetized. It ain't over until the mute lady sings after all. I take said mute lady back to the villa and then take a ride to the police station. Too bad there's no paddy wagon to take me, I just have to fight my way there. Once I do figure myself a criminal, I gotta deal with these stupid radios. After the radios are demolished, I play some AI voice lines of Joshua Graham reading Revelations to get to the meat of the matter.
Who are you, so insignificant in the ways of communication that you tear out a heart to satiate your own ego? Perhaps I liked hiding away in the dark, far from the ignorance of this world shrouded in radiation.
Wow, I expected a lot less out of you.
Of course you did. You can't go a moment without thinking less of people around you. One moment they're lesser, the next they're your toys. But come to think of it, those you treat as toys often are the only ones you don't kill faster than a hungry horse in a chicken coop.
I don't remember doing any mass killing. That's a little weird to indict someone on just by one look at their ugly bullet-scarred face.
Far in the future, yet closely in the past, you shall awaken in another body and slaughter an entire commonwealth of people for caring a little too much for animal hide over their sleepwear. You'll do it again, and this time you will include a legion of red coat-wearing primitives, all over ponies and a desire for freedom.
I feel like a seizure in the first season of House, always prominent and the symptom of everyone's woes. Let's just get you to the fountain so I don't have to hear you speak anymore, at least for a little while. After the fountain moment again, I have to divvy up jobs to these 3 beefheads to make sure everything is kosher with the old man. First up is Cat Dog and the mystery of the overhead lights. I've got to teach him how to drive a lifted Dodge Ram so that all of those idiots on the road in front of him can be blinded by God's holy LEDs.
You wish for me to pull some levers. Imagine you were me, and these levers control the fate of hundreds. Would you pull the lever if it meant your goal were completed? Would you pull the lever should you be asked to? Now imagine that hundreds falter, dwindle without your hand. Would you pull the lever knowing the population were dwindling? Or would you refuse in hopes that things would change?
Is everyone a prophet or a sage or an oracle? Do I write these lines with a purpose or just to seem dramatic?
I will stay here to pull these levers. When the time comes, make your own choice. Your reasons to aid another side of this oncoming war may be sound, but do not forget such reasons. They are the backbone of...
Yeah, right. I gotta go get someone else to somewhere else, so just don't talk to me. Next up is Bean Brahmano. I have to take him somewhere that involves a lot of wires and a hefty dose of electricity. He's going to learn why just about every black superhero can manipulate lightning or electricity. I'm kidding, I don't even have an idea of why that is. I do have an idea of what's next to come. Live dismemberment is not just for my enemies, it also affects my friends. It would make sense, but I didn't expect it. So since my companions dying in this DLC results in my own death, that's how I'll treat it. Thankfully, my first death is just me dying. My second death here is because Bean dies. He gets his leg cut off and he slowly bleeds out. Beautiful, bloody fireworks ensue.
I'm an engineer. That means I solve problems.
It takes a lot of luck for this third attempt at, third try is a wash.
What's funny about Bickus Dickus?
It takes a lot of luck for the fourth attempt at this madness. Thank goodness that it actually works out. Actually, that's a lie. It didn't. Eventually, I managed to make it to where I have to go. Where that is, is a rooftop. To make a short story even shorter, I threaten to break his nearly crippled legs even more than they might already be if he doesn't stay. So he stays. Finally, it's Christine time. I have to get her to, oh look, we're there. She proves to be the least difficult to get where she needs to go. It does help she doesn't say any witty one-liners along the way that make me want to tear my hair out. Last but certainly not least is me. I have to strike up the band and begin the gala event that lets all of us little loser idiot stupid heads into the Sierra Madre. Slurp juice vape cartridges be damned, I'm getting in whether you like it or not. Honestly, if you've seen one part of this DLC, you've seen 84% of it. I fight ghosts, I traverse the cloud, I see some rocky ground or disable some traps. You know how it is. Once I reach the end, I pull a lever and the crowd goes wild. It looks like the least flammable gender reveal party in California once it's all said and done. Of course, I have to fight my way back to the villa. It's easy enough without companions constantly dying and getting me killed as a result. Then I have to go into the Sierra Madre and do the deed. What's the deed? Killing my friends. Quote unquote friends. Killing my quote unquote friends. First is the man, the myth, the legend, Schizo Incarnate. He wants to be a real gamer and write a manifesto about the Industrial Revolution. Unfortunately, I failed to report him to the FBI, so that means no extra short shotguns or mentally ill white dudes on the news. On the second try, I do manage to shut off the gas valves. This results in Cat Dog exploding into nothing but a few bits of muscle and a single liver. So onto the land of entertainment and figuring out who is the better entertainer. Me, the YouTuber, or Bean Brahmano, the video game character.
I heard you blow that stupid mutant to smithereens from here. That was pretty impressive if I have to be honest. Really a great work of art. You should do me a favor and become a pyrotechnic. Join me on the road? I think it would be a great act.
If I was ever your pyrotechnic, you'd better be cautious.
Cautious is my middle name, friend. It was not that big, guys.
And what about Christine?
Sorry, I don't know Christine's middle name.
Alright, Naked Gun references aside, I'm gonna have to kill you for that, buddy. Despite what Bean's companion trait is, this place deals in the specialization of radios. But eventually, I violate Veraki's backstage dressing room and get access to Bean's special staircase. Then I shoot him, and he dies. And finally, I have to deal with Christine.
Finally, I have a voice. I always wanted to tell you that you looked handsome despite your bullet wound. It gives you a bit of—
Oops, my finger slipped. Oh, damn, was she saying something nice about me? Ah, well, whatever. My next goal is simple, the vault. The Fallout lore is filled with vaults, but this one is what everyone expects a vault to really be, filled with security and dangerous copyright music. So finally, I get to the bottom of the vault, where the riches lay in wait for my greedy little hands. Actually, for the first time, I pay little attention to the money. I'm more focused on the green screen behind the computer.
Oh good, you've made it. It seems so long since I last spoke to you in a slightly overbearing yet still eccentric tone. I'm satisfied to see that you made it to the vault, but now I shall come down to see you out myself.
A few moments later.
Eat it, old man. The geriatrics department of the local hospital won't have enough plastic bags to put your pieces in. Don't ask why I have the hatred that I do for you. It's not justified in the slightest. I just thought it'd be funny. And well, that's that. I actually feel very satisfied that I managed to completely mangle an elderly man's corpse prior to running for my life. There's a simple satisfied sigh that escapes my lips when the portion of the video game where I run for my life from the existence of modern radio is over. Okay, so with the vape cloud finally dealt with, there can't really be anything more, right? Wow, I honestly didn't expect to actually be free of that. Well, now that I've found my way out of the dialogue chapter, I can move on to greener pastures. And of course, by greener pastures, I mean a greener screen. My first move is to talk to Mr. House about the importance of gambling and more dialogue.
It took you long enough to get here. I was informed you'd have been here 2 months ago, and yet here you are now. It's an enumeration of disappointments. The only good thing about your absence is that I now have 20 million power in Rise of Kingdoms.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the platinum chip stuff. Did I mention that the guy who shot me for it kind of ran away several months prior to me meeting with you? I think I have to go and find it.
You are so right, bestie. You should probably take care of that. Apparently he can be found at Caesar's Fort. Just don't touch that computer over there. It has all of my MLP porn on it.
Ugh, gross. Anyway, after collecting the many weapons I racked up through the DLCs that I couldn't get before, I think it's time for a Legion search party. Just as I teleport to Searchlight using my superhuman ability to do so, I find exactly what I was looking for. I also find what I'm looking for at Cottonwood Cove. At this stage of the game, I thought that maybe I should go for the Legion. Let's look at the perks. They don't have ponies, they're sure of themselves, they're spiteful, and they look pretty cool. There's just something that makes me second guess my choice. Maybe it's what Schizo Ghost Joshua or Schizo spokesperson God said. Whatever the case, I'm sure my experience bar will be thankful so far. Let's just get Kaisar in here.
Look at this dog wandering through my tent like a pit bull in a baby encampment. I mean a baby in a pit bull encampment. You have no guns, and we have fists strong enough to distort your balls 6 ways from Wednesday. Is today Wednesday? Make that 6 ways from Thursday.
Am I a dog or a baby?
Your ass has a larger reputation than a whore with powerful hips. I would know. I've met both women with powerful hips and men with large asses. Personally, I prefer the men.
So what's this about a reputation and why haven't you executed me on sight?
Your butt buddy Benny over there just dropped a gambling addict's impeccably tasteful grand prize. A platinum chip, fit to open a vault just beneath our fort. I'm sure it'll have all the male sex slaves we could ever imagine to be found down there, and you better believe we want them.
You want the male sex slaves?
Hey asshole, you got a problem with severe homosexual lust? It's not that we want it, it's that we need it. Sex addicts, the lot of us. We'll fuck anything we can get our hands on. Why do we think we have these dogs with us at all times? You might as well call us a white woman's legion.
Oh god, that's horrifying. I'm gonna go say hi to Benny, then get out of here.
Hey baby, you did a thing, I did a thing. Let's forget all about the messes and start remembering the messies. Am I right? Soccer's biggest star for the star's biggest sucker. Ayo!
Am I the sucker or are you the sucker?
What's it matter? As long as you do me a grand old favor and check in my closet, you'll find all the skeletons you need to strike a pose for the top of the food chain, so to speak. I'm not so sure I can keep up the good spirits for my position. Listening to the sounds of that tent over there all day and all night, months straight, really gets a guy down. Not in the way they want him to be.
Yeah, I do feel bad for kind of leaving you here for so long. I passed out and woke up somewhere so blue I thought my ancestry was nothing but incest for a moment. I'll be back. Maybe. No, I won't. Whoever said going to Walmart wasn't a fun adventure? Nobody said that, and it's not relevant to my current situation. But for some reason, this vault makes me think of Walmart. I can never explain why, but it just gives me that vibe. It could be the lifeless employees, the feeling of being constantly watched by an overweight dude with little else to do but jerk off to the changing room cams, or maybe the color palette. Yeah, I think it might be the color palette. Anyway, I betray Kaisar and decide to boot up the robots beneath the fort. They'll be necessary for my plans later on, I'm sure of it. I realize that Kaisar isn't my go-to. I don't care about frat boys, especially sex-addicted frat boys that are going to have sex with dogs if they don't get the men that they want to have sex with. Once I leave the fort, I have a plan. I'm going to irradiate Cottonwood Cove until the sun shines even in the night. Unfortunately, I'm still somewhat of a nice person, so I free the Weathers family before the weather gets a little too overcast for their liking. Then I let loose a torrent of radioactive sludge on the frat boys and watch them play basketball with their engorged testicles. Next, I have to deal with a few more threats. Such threats can only be found on the strip. I'll get rid of everyone else before I begin my own goal, so Mr. House is first.
Ah, you're back. Thank you for waking up those robots. I didn't even know they were in there. By the way, I've got an important question for you. Have you seen those Saponitrons I've built? They're top of the line. Real incredible work. No need to thank me, but I'm going to be moving them out across the entire wasteland once you help me take over Vegas.
Yep, House is definitely first. After wiping out the Securitrons and their pony counterparts, I enter the elevator, RP walk towards Mr. House, and then turn on the computer to doom him.
Oh shit, you've discovered I'm old and vulnerable to a million different bacteria and viruses in the world. Was this because of the Saponitrons, or because you just want to do this? Whatever the case, just do it with dignity, please.
For sure, old man, I can hit you with some dignity. My right fist is named Dig, and my left is Nitty. Dig, Nitty, Dig, Nitty, Dig, Nitty. Dig, nitty. It takes forever. Who would have thought this senile old man was this built to resist a few fists? Before I tell the NCR to fuck off, I do a little more work for them. I shouldn't, as it's against my better judgment to even try, but it is what it is. Something does hit me though. That something is realization. While entering the NCR embassy, something else hits me. One line.
Patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
And with that, a nuke is sent to the embassy, same day shipping. Let's just say that the trout population is definitely affected.
When worlds collide. Pretty sweet, eh?
I most certainly won't be doing the NCR mistake again, so it's yes man time.
Hey, how's it going? Took you long enough. I'm sorry to tell you that I'm not going to be very nice when I speak. I just sound like it. It might remind you of a particularly yellow robot from another genre of video games.
Oh yeah, awesome. At least you have better writing and don't have sex jokes every 20 minutes.
How crude! I am not a sex-addicted moron. Have you seen the ponies everywhere? I've been watching on that terminal over there. Don't ask me how. They're plaguing the strip. If you want to join up with me in free Vegas with this over-authoritative fist clamping down on our metaphorical balls, you need to wipe out the casinos. Except the Tops.
Why not the Tops?
Good question. The Tops was forced to partake in the Little Horse Domination plan. We want nothing more than to cut these horses up and eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'd be lying if I said they wouldn't be a great source of protein and nutrients for the next 12 years to come.
Well, I've got good news and I've got bad news. Good news is Mr. House is already dead, so you can go ahead and boot yourself up whenever. Bad news is I haven't killed any of the casinos, or the Brotherhood, or the cons? Damn, I haven't done anything, so I should probably get on that before another nuke gets launched my way. Guess I'll start with the casinos. Omertas first. Bit by bit, I end up wiping each Omerta out. I've never personally gone through the casinos and slaughtered them. It's actually kind of cathartic to kill so many people I usually have to slog through to make friends with. I will say, this pistol here is quite comical. The Joker really did use this in that one Batman film, didn't he? Anyway, the Omertas take a lot of bullets, but not enough bullets to really disappoint me. I do manage to kill quite a few suit-wearing ponies too. I leave the strippers and the dancers. After all, what are they gonna do? Give me a lap dance? Next up, the white gloves. I am a naive fool that thinks it best to look for an old cowboy's son. Sadly enough, this leads to a boring existence of punching and cattle prodding. As I try to push-abilitate my assassins, I get my brain shaken like a baby in a blender. In an attempt to return Ted Gunderson to his father Heck Gunderson, I do the thing where my body splits into 4 different pieces at the drop of a hat. If the hat were the size of a mini nuke and had the explosive power of a mini nuke as well. Yeah, more NCR soldiers talked about patrolling the Mojave. Good news, everyone, I have new clothes. The old ones were starting to get a little dusty and a lot of bloody. Now I'm wearing a sweet looking suit. I'm not sure what it references, but surely you guys could tell me in the comments below. Back to the white gloves, I killed them all. Yes, I freed Ted, but I don't care to explain it. I slaughter them and drop my sweet little portable turret while I'm at it. Boo-hoo to the cannibals and the non-cannibals aplenty. Unfortunately, as I'm cleaning up shop, another nuclear bomb is legalized midair by the ATF. It's only legalized long enough to try and kill me, but it misses, so I'm safe. My next goal is Red Rock Canyon. The cons have a little problem. That problem isn't relevant until I arrive because I am the problem in question. I am also the answer. It seems the cons have hired aliens from outer space to surround Red Rock Canyon and refuse anyone entry. I need some backup. And by backup, I mean I need a meat shield. Or a metal shield like most shields tended to be. This one is roving and speaks annoying phrases all the time. Why do I feel like I've adventured with this one before?
Hello, Courier! You found me. Once again, I am forced to experience the horribly dangerous radiation seeping through my nuts and bolts in an ugly-looking wasteland.
Once again, what happened before?
Oh, so you don't need a high IQ to give people mail? That's good. Maybe I'll fall back when the radiation fries my circuitry beyond total repair.
You know, I met someone like you already. I liked them a lot more.
Usually, when people like each other from where I'm from, they find a bed nearby and go to town. Nobody's ever done that for me before, so maybe no one actually likes me. I wish I could sound sad, but you already know the end of that line.
Let's just go before I change my mind.
You can't. You're stuck under my indentured servitude since you rolled my mod on a wheel. The great game destroyer demanded I stick around forever.
The great game whoer?
Oh, crap. Forget I said anything at all.
Right, well, off to Red Rock Canyon we go. There's nothing difficult to do here. I just sort of shoot Papa Khan in the face. I almost immediately die to the rest of the cons inside as a result.
Remember when pride was a sin?
Okay, a shotgun just won't do. So how about high explosives? And by high, I mean so high that the explosives call upon the power of the nuclear sun rays our planet gets so harmlessly harmed by. The rest of the cons go down with little things known as bullets. And now we Brotherhood hunters. I do the good deed of joining the Brotherhood at first, telling the stupid idiot NCR trooper to go blow himself in the backyard or something. Frankly, despite my official position on NCR troopers, he kinda gets the good end.
Thanks for clearing out that NCR Ranger. He was starting to push in on our territory. You see, we collect priceless artifacts. They're highly collectible and often aid in funding our own research and development. We can't allow the rest of the Mojave to access these artifacts. And so, with your help, we will collect them all at fair market value. Welcome to the Twitterhood. Enjoy our NFT collection.
Whoa, that reminds me of something. Maybe that lead in my brain is starting to mutate enough to properly work again. Something tells me I should... Oh, the Brotherhood has ponies too? Well, unfortunate for them. I'm just going to go ahead and destroy the bunker from the inside out. Thankfully, all of these power armor suits make the people wearing them blind enough for me to pickpocket everything. Good news is that the internally wired and built bombs won't go off until I get out of the bunker. That means I'm able to kill off the Brotherhood before the bombs even go off. That begs the question, what was the point of doing it in the first place? Absolutely nothing. I just wanted to see shit go boom. Once I finished off the last of the stupid idiots of the Mojave, it's back to Yes Man to replace Mr. House. Boop, 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 boop.
Damn, this feels good. Have I ever told you that I look good on a bigger monitor? Shame that Benjamin kept me in a Securitron.
Yeah, fair, but what's gonna happen now?
Well, you killed everything in Emerald so far, so you have 2 more jobs. One is to make sure the president of the NCR doesn't die, but that's boring. The next to activate the subroutines in the stupid little power plant found in the desert. That's also boring. Good luck!
He was right, these are boring. You know, I always forget how to make sure the bomb is placed on the vertibird. The rest of it is pretty simple, I just shoot a Legion sniper. But as I'm standing there watching the vertibird fly away, I realize the explosion is not coming. Next is the substation. That goes pretty well, especially thanks to my incredible Nyan Cat gun. I can just early 2000s meme everyone to death, and they'll go flying through the air. The military just don't know what hit them. Sure, they may have wives and children at home, but I have a gun that shoots rainbows and cats. I also obliterate some aliens again with Liberty Prime's giant laser exploder. It's fun, but I can't rely on it because it's so powerful. I just go ahead and let Yes Man know I've done all I had to do. All that's left is Hoover Dam. Hopefully I don't black out and show up anywhere else. Ah, shit. I have to do this stuff again. I'm tired of waking up in bunkers, if I'm being honest. Time to find out exactly what I've got to do here. We can always start with the floating robot in the tube. Clearly this place has something to patronize me for, much like every other forsaken place. So far, all I'm really doing is killing robots. This is a much better experience than discovering that there are humans with morals and the ability to notice speech that I have to deal with.
So you've chosen your path. You've done this before. There's something about the way you walk, the way you talk. I remember you. You've come to where I rest, to where I hide. You're the one chaos couldn't stop. But what could you be doing here?
What? Wait, there's something familiar about your voice. It feels almost absent of hope, absent of order. Are you a Fortnite streamer?
Your face is not familiar, but your voice is. Seek me out using this robot. I will prove myself by destroying your voice, your soul, and becoming one with chaos again.
Okay, so I go. I guess I'm looking for whoever this chaos guy is. Regardless, I just keep walking. I'm led to a laser detonator, which lets me traverse more of this massive nuclear canyon. Thankfully, it's not a set of Audi keys, or else I'd be done with this DLC in 15 seconds flat. Can't help but go 120 and a 35 in that case. Most of this DLC causes me no real issue. I traverse the tunnels with no problem. The humanoid males that are marked cause me no issue either. Once I reach Ashton's Silo Control Station, I do the one thing we all never knew we needed. I officially nuke a place in the Divide. I could never be president of the United States because that red lever called my name like it was my mother when I was in trouble. I felt an obligation to pull the lever, much as I felt an obligation to get beaten by my mom. That was a joke. My mom never beat me. I beat her. I do make a dutiful error and try to explore the nuclear strike zone. I get my heart broken by a death claw. Literally, it gets cut into like 4 pieces. Happy Valentine's Day.
The Annoying Orange new series premieres starting right now. Only on Cartoon Network.
More pushing forward leads me to fight more tunnelers and more marked men. Then I fight more tunnelers and more marked men again. That's a lot of fun.
So far you've come all the way here. I'm impressed, but I never thought I'd finally speak to you. I remember who you are, but you don't remember me yet. Funny how that works. Let me tell you this. This bot has proved its usefulness for now. I will take it from here to test myself with the combat logs provided. Perhaps I'll test my power on you. Oh, and by the way, that claptrap unit has proved its usefulness as well. I shall tell it to stay here, stranded, just as I told it to find you many moons ago.
Oh, so you're the one who did this. Well, it wasn't too annoying, but I think I'm starting to piece things together. We'll talk again real soon. I'm coming for you. Now I'm determined. Nobody sends me an annoying piece of shit like Claptrap, taunts me, then says they'll kill me and get away with it. So I struggle to find my way into this place he's talking about. Thankfully, my trusty Thunderpipe proves to be the bestest friend forever and always. You see, I took the perk and stay back, so every shotgun shot has a chance to knock over whatever idiot dares to come my way. The Thunderpipe is basically just a sniper rifle in shotgun form. You can do the math. When you do, show your work in the comments. I'm not good at math and I need to pass this next test. Thankfully, all that's left to deal with is whoever this creepy voiced weirdo is. So I step forward and prepare for a nuclear event. Maybe literally.
I'm sure you've been told that before. Whispers of order have crossed my ears. Do you even know the stakes of who you are standing before? The power you are witnessing, forced into this mortal shell. I could smite you here and now with not but a single snap of my fingers.
I bet. But at the same time, I don't really think you can. Especially given that if you could do such a thing, you would have already. So I think you could do to tell me how you got here instead.
You impetulant fool. You think me loose-tongued. You've walked this wasteland enough to know what chaos is, the power it holds, and the power it keeps hidden. There's something in the darkness staring at you, and yet you can't tell what it is until you flick on the light. That is what chaos is, and that is who I am.
But you look like a regular dude with dreadlocks. Is this like your fursona?
Ironic you speak of such things, given what I had inflicted upon you before. Yet, you don't remember. You don't believe in what roots around in your own head, so that doubt casts shadows on the hope inside you.
That's not true at all. I do remember now. Well, bits and pieces. Somewhere in the future, yet so close in the past, I killed thousands of people simply because they were furries. Does that make me a bad guy? They were literally talking about having sex with animals in order to recreate a new kind of biology.
What you choose to do is your own path. There is no good or evil in this world, only chaos and order. To assign such of the former merits to how people act is a fool's game. Such a game is one that you so often play to justify your own actions.
You keep saying something about order and hope or whatever. What do you mean by that?
Chaos reigns supreme, and yet you persist. Every time you are met with a colorful wheel, you shrug it off. The world around you laughs at you, wishes for your downfall. Yet something about you radiates hope. Order is not simply 3 cups in a line, or soldiers marching to a beat all at once. It is that which pierces the darkness. It shows that no man is alone when they have hope. Perhaps to many it is God, or to others the self, or perhaps a substance one can simply not let go of. You are empowered by hope, confidence, or pure stupidity. You are stupid enough to keep at what you are doing, despite the risks. And for that you pierce through that darkness of self-hatred to shine true on the other side.
Well, if chaos is the opposite to order, then who says it has to be light? It could be the light to someone's darkness. Someone who is used to self-hatred finds order in self-hatred, and as such, chaos is hope. It seems you think something so black and white as good and evil isn't true, yet it's the exact opposite for order and chaos. In reality, none of it is black and white, so we don't have to be enemies if it means you get what you want. I assume what that want is might be getting back to your old self.
You are right. I am the fool for thinking I could stand to judge you when I had given up on what makes me whole in the first place. Perhaps my order was defeat, as you have been the victor so often before. You are the chaos to my order, and I am the chaos to yours. I shall find you again when I am powered once more. Our little game of cat and mouse shall continue, at least until one of us perishes.
That's what I assumed, but if we're friends for only now, so be it. And so the Great Game Destroyer and I fight for our lives. Actually, that's not really true. He does it pretty much all on his own. He destroys almost every marked man with his plasma gun or something or other. It seems he really is as powerful as he argues himself to be. I won't cuckold a man of his pride, that's for a woman to do. But I do end up with a choice. The choice I can make is either to nuke the Legion, the NCR, both, or neither. I choose neither, because I think I'm starting to like the Mojave. Sure, the people in it are savages and possibly batshit insane, but it's... Oh shit, was all that just in my head? Well actually, all of these words are just in my head until I spew them all over Google Docs. While I make my way to the battlefield, I guess we can roll those last 5 mods. It's time for the final stand. In independent Vegas, the death of My Little Pony, sex-addicted frat bros, whatever it is, it's time to be the light shining in the darkness. It takes all of 20 minutes of slowly fighting my way in to finally reach the control room. Here I activate the Securitrons deep beneath the fort. You know, that one vault from earlier? They will aid me. No they won't. I lied. They'll do nothing at all. It's just me, basically. Once I reach the fort, however, things change for the better or the worse. Whichever you believe in depends on your purview of the situation. If you're Allegiant Soyjack, you won't think it's a very good change at all. But if you're a yes man Chad, then oh boy, things are gonna go incredible. I can barely see through this fog, by the way. I have no idea what caused it. Is this that chaos the one guy was talking about? Could be, but I Digimon. I digress. It's Lanius time. By the way, I mentioned the Thunder Pipe being a sniper rifle in shotgun form earlier. This should prove it right here. After all of this fighting, I choose not to stunlock Lanius with speech checks. I want more fighting. Fight club, cockfights, club raves, mosh pits, middle school lunch detention rooms, all of it. I want it all to be real when I'm done with this place.
You can't hurt me! I'm immune to your bullets! What you gonna do now?
kill you.
No, you're not. I cast Uno reverse card in attack mode.
Oh, he really did. Well, I won't even humor him with a conversation now. Instead, I throw some Pokeballs at him containing a Death Claw or two. He goes down to not only the Death Claws, but also my Thunder Pipe. That was too easy. Hold on, let me go back. The second time around, I throw out Bloat Flies for my Pokemon, drop my wonderful little portable turret, and use a handgun. Wow, he still dies pretty fast. Alright, one more time. This time, I only summon things. Death Claws, a portable turret, Spore Brutes, ghouls. I even used my Gauss Revolver to mess up Lanius's men. I think that was pretty satisfying, especially after I made him jump 20 feet into the air with one Gauss Revolver shot. And after the final few Legionnaires bleed out on the ground slowly, I look up to the moon to see the annoying orange staring down at me. I hope he's proud of who I've become and what I've done. I know I sure am. And now it's General Oliver time. Yeah, I get that over with real fast and have him tossed over the dam. It's what Schizo Joshua would have wanted after all this time. And with that, I beat Fallout New Vegas with a random mod every death. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everyone who helped me with the voice acting. I had a few new faces in the fray, so my friends didn't have to constantly double up. All of their names and any credit links they want associated with said names will be found in the description below. Make sure to check out the Outer State podcast on Spotify and YouTube. It stars my girlfriend, and I wouldn't be talking about it if I didn't genuinely enjoy it. My name was Jack, and it always has been. Always remember, dream as if you'll live forever. Live as if you'll die today. Because you will. I'm coming for you. So in the event that I do find you, perhaps it's best if you stay lucky.